Sagittarius, and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for March the 9th through March the 22nd. Yes, this is a 2-week reading, guys. Next week I'm not going to have time to do all 12 readings, so I will, however, probably do some live feeds. So make sure that you have clicked on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I do that. Sagittarius, this is for your sun, moon, and rising. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And check out the links to the other videos will be below or in the playlist with a link to the end of this video. And if you want a private reading, please click on this link here. It'll take you to my website so you can see what I offer. Now, let's go to your readings. Oh, also I have a Facebook group, guys. A private Facebook astrology group if you would like to be included in that, where I do 2 live feeds a month, one for the full moon, one for the new moon respectively, and just in that private group. So you have to ask to be a member, so the link to that will be below too. Have so many first of all, there's crossover here. There's a lot of crossover, so you want to check out your moon and rising, guys. The first card out for you, Sagittarius, is the 6 of Pentacles. This is about doing service. This is about how can you help others. What can you contribute to your community, to people who are less fortunate? It doesn't have to be money. It can be, you know, doing something for them, volunteering, getting involved. I'm really getting that. Helping out in some form, either monetarily or through, this is the service card. So it's a being in service for others. Now, clarifying this, there are 2 cards. There is the 7 of Pentacles, which has come up in a few readings, and the Wheel of Fortune, which has also come up in some readings. Now, the 7 of Pentacles is very in line with what's going on with the full moon, right? And what's interesting, this is like Virgo, right? The 6 of Pentacles is like Virgo. The service card, you know, Virgo's the social worker of the zodiac, and this full moon is in Virgo. And this is about assessing and analyzing has the fruits of your labor, do they match up to the amount of effort and focus and energy that you've put into it? So this is about, and it's also about perhaps you need to reinvest in yourself. So look, this is very what's going on. It's about looking inside, looking for the best of the best. How can you improve? How can you improve you? How can you improve your situation? What do you have to focus on in order to make it better, whatever it is? Because this Virgo, it's about being the best. It's about getting the most out of something. It's about utilizing things to the best of its ability or your ability. And right next to the 7 of Pentacles is the Wheel of Fortune, darling. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your direction. You have to really grab hold of that. Because listen, the Wheel of Fortune is forever turning. It goes up and it goes down. So if you're going through a fabulous time, be prepared, it might come down. But if you're had been going through a terrible time, then it is coming up. So grab a hold of it. Take it while it's there. Just jump on that Wheel of Fortune, darling. Let it take you to the heights, to the top. Now, the next card out for you is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is you're not seeing a situation for what it really is. It's like you're either refusing to see it for what it is, or you're unable to see it. Look, this is very much like the full moon is going to illuminate things. It's going to show you things, but you are not, this is blocking you from not, it's also can be a decision that's on the table and that you're refusing to make. There's something that you're not addressing, and by not addressing, there's confusion for everyone involved. And it's also blocking you from moving forward. So look, there are obstacles in everyone's path sometimes, and you have to just look at the situation and address it. No matter how difficult it is, you'll get through it. And look, clarifying it is the Magician, and the Magician is all about this full moon, darling. The full moon has the Magician energy. This is saying you have everything that you need to create what you want, but you don't believe it. You're blocked. You're blocking yourself. This is really about listening to spirit, to guide, to God, whatever you call your deity, the universe. This is one hand up to God and the next down here manifesting. The Magician creates something out of seemingly nothing, but he has the 4 elements. That's all we need. That's all we need. This is saying you've got everything you need. Don't focus on what you haven't got, because that's creating more of not having. Now, the next card up for you is the 5 of Pentacles, right? Look at this. This is a barren tree it's got pentacles in it. And it's cold, it's winter, it's like you're feeling out in the cold. But look over here, there's a little tiny spring flower, right? And we have Aries on the 19th, the sun moving into Aries. And darling, that's like the spring equinox. That's, the daylight has battled the night and it is won. And it's like spring has sprung. This card, there's hope in this card. Even, look, this really is talking also about this, the Wheel of Fortune. We have, life is like this. Ups and downs. It's like a wave, right? It comes in waves. It's good, it's not so good, it's good, it's not so good, it's good, right? And so, it's like the seasons. Maybe you're going through a time of you're feeling out in the cold, you're feeling deprived in some way. But things are changing. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune's saying. Things are coming in, things are going to get better. And you've got the spring flower here. Hope springs eternal. Things are changing for you. Don't stay in this deprivation. Look forward to exciting changes, because things don't stay horrible for so long. There's always good and there's bad. We go up, we go down. Life is difficult sometimes. But this is saying that everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Listen, during the winter, everything seems barren. There's no leaves on the trees. Everything seems cold and barren. And, but what you don't see is under the ground, there's lots of stuff happening. So there's stuff happening that you can't see right now. There's things in the works. Things are going to get better. And clarifying the 5 of Pentacles, there are 2 cards. There is the Ace of Swords and the 8 of Cups. Now, the Ace of Swords, darling, I always say this is the Ganesh of the tarot. This is saying that obstacles are being removed. This is a gift, a new beginning. And sometimes with this, you want to feel like you want to give up. You think nothing's going your way. You feel like you're not getting ahead in life. You feel that things are just that's your lot. Nothing's going to change you. It's a feeling of, well, obviously depravity for sure, but also feeling kind of beaten that that you can't get ahead, because this is always a difficult start. And the 8 of Cups is really that feeling of wanting to just give up and walk away from everything, But when the 8 of Cups comes in, it's saying that it's walking away from materialism. It's walking toward, what are you walking towards? Spirituality. So sometimes this is about looking for a spiritual mentor. This is about being spiritually centered. You want something more meaningful in your life. You're kind of sick of, you're frustrated of where you're at, and you want your life to mean something more. You want a more meaningful experience. And the Ace of Swords is don't give up. The Ace of Swords is, look, it's a new beginning. Things are really going to start changing, but you've got to make them change. That's what the Magician is. You've got to put the elbow grease in. It's like you have what you need. Now you've got to wield it. You've got to wield this sword and create the path forward. It's not easy. It's work, but just keep on keeping on, because things are going to get better. Spring is coming, darling. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to turn up. You've just got to make it happen. You're the Magician, darling. You are going to make this happen. Take the blindfold off. Start looking at what you have. Start being grateful for what you have. Look at your cup as half full as opposed to half empty. Sagittarius, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the astrological report next. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and check that notification bell so that you know when I'm going to do a live feed or upload other videos. And I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side, or in a couple of weeks. Hello everyone, I'm so happy that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrological report and what's happening in the celestial sky for this week and the week after, as next week I won't have time to do these readings. So we start off on Monday, the 9th of March 2020. We have a super full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's if you're in New York. 3 hours behind on the West Coast and only 4 hours ahead in Europe this week, because they haven't changed their time yet. Now, a full moon, as most of you know, is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And it's actually the sun that illuminates the moon. When they're exactly opposite, the moon is completely full. And this is a super full moon, which means that the moon is very close to the Earth on its elliptical travels. And it is going to appear huge in the sky. It's going to be massive. It's a beautiful full moon, darling, and which means that it's very powerful. The magnetism from that and the effect on us and the planet is immense. It will definitely affect the tectonic plates on the planet, and it's going to affect us. Now, the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in the opposite sign of Pisces. Now, the moon is feminine. She's the mother. She's the divine feminine. She receives, right? She's receiving light from the sun. She's emotions. So it's all about feeling, right? But she is in Virgo. Now, before I go any further, she's at 19 degrees Virgo. Now, 19 degrees is very poignant, right? It really reduces down to number 1 in numerology. It's because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So the number one in numerology is about independence, individuality, determination, and authenticity, right? And the number one in the tarot is the magician. So this, the magician has one hand in the sky, to the ethereal realm, to source, to, angels, to your guides, whatever you choose to call your deity or your belief system, and one hand on his table where there are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are all we need. So this is saying that you have everything you need to become or to do whatever you want to do. This is a very powerful new beginning, right? It's magical. Virgo is about analysis, and this full moon is in Virgo. It's about practical problem solving, right? She's an earth sign. Virgo is feminine. She's an earth sign. So she's pragmatic. Because she's feminine, she receives, right? Because feminine signs receive, masculine put out. She assesses situation, people, and things to work out how to make the best of whatever it is that she's assessing. She wants everything and everyone to be the best. She is quality control. So the best thing I can say, look, imagine that Virgo is a woman in September where the harvest is coming in and she's receiving the harvest, right? And she meticulously goes through that harvest. She takes out the best from the harvest, and then she organizes it. How is, so much say it's wheat and corn, right? So she's going through these strands of wheat and corn, and she is putting them in piles, some to make flour, some to make bread, some to make mead, alcohol. So she's putting all these piles and she's sorting it out so that she can best use it for the upcoming winter for everyone, right? So she is sorting through this information to make the best out of it. Now, Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, is going to be going direct later on that day. Or the next day if you're in Europe and Asia. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's a side note for now. So the sun is in the opposite sign in Pisces, right? So this energy is very kind of intermingled. Now, on the positive side, Pisces is spiritual, it's meditation, it's introspective, it's connection with spirit, with the ethereal realm. It's dreamy and intuitive. It's sensitive to everybody's feelings, right? And this is especially so because it is right next to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is a connection with spirit. You can use it as that. You can, write fantasy, fiction, poetry, the visual arts, anything artistic and creative is a really good way to channel this energy. It's also, on the downside, it's a little fuzzy. It's not quite clear what's reality, what's fantasy, what's the truth, what's delusion or an illusion. Because, if you're using it creatively, you can bring to life visualization. Visualization is really good during this time too. So if you can direct it, it's brilliant. But you can also go off the other way. You can be easily influenced. You can be deluded by people. So you have to be, meditation, darling. This is about introspection. So it's very, very powerful. And on one hand, you've got this very practical, woman who's receiving information and sorting it, and on the other hand, you've got this dreamy, visionary. You can lose time with Neptune too. So it's very hard to focus sometimes. So you have to kind of remember this. Now, this full moon, right, is about introspection. It's about going within. It's definitely a time to be quiet and to be reflective and to go inside and pull out the best qualities, because Virgo wants the best, right? So, and also the negative side of Virgo is criticism. So you've got to be careful, and also that's the best side, critical thinking, but criticism is the negative side, right? So you have to make sure that when you have to really pay attention to your internal dialogue. So if you're saying, oh, you're useless, you can't do that, this is no good, that's not a good thing. But if you can change that, you can change the energy of that by saying, oh, how can I do that better? What if I did this instead of that? And it's really about changing the internal language. You're talking about the same thing, but you are coming out of the problem and looking for a solution. You're opening up your mind to wonderful possibilities. And this is a wonderful time to do this. So reach within. Be introspective, be quiet, go within and pull out your best qualities, your star qualities. What is the best that you can be? What can you pull out and become? Where do you need improvement? You can say, instead of, oh my God, I'm useless, I can't do that. It's like, where can I improve upon this? Because the possibilities are endless, right? Now, another reason that this is a powerful full moon is that it is in harmony. It's got this beautiful, harmonious relationship at the same time with Mars, the planet of action, right? Get up and go and start something new. And Jupiter, the planet of abundance and good fortune. And Pluto, the planet of transformation. So this is a transformative time for the better. So it can start off a little fuzzy, a little confusing perhaps, because Neptune is involved, but it's ultimately going to turn out well, particularly if you go inside. And this is, look, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto are all in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ambitious. It's industry, right? It is, hard work. It's goal orientated. Look, this is a very industrious full moon. I would say kind of hold off. It's like make the plans, go within, figure out what's going to work, and then come out guns a-blazing. And Mercury, don't forget, goes direct that night. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's going direct that night. So, go inside, figure all this stuff out, sort through all the information that you're receiving that's within, and then get up. Nothing will be able to stop you, darling, when you start on your plans, your goals. Set your goals and get out there and achieve them. So this is a very exciting day on Monday. Now, not a lot is going on for the rest of the week. A couple of minor aspects that aren't worth really mentioning. However, and that's why I kind of also wanted to skip to the second week and do it all in one, because Monday, on March the 16th, 2020, at 3:43 a.m., Mercury moves back into Pisces. So you've got this energy being kicked up again, right? Now, it already was in Pisces, and when it went retrograde, it went into Aquarius, and now it's going back into Pisces because it's direct and it's picking up speed, right? So more creativity, writing music, creative writing, fantasy writing, visual arts, enjoying museums and appreciating the beauty in everything. Now, Tuesday, March the 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And please drink responsibly. Now, Thursday, March the 19th, 2020, at 11:50 p.m. It's at the end of the day. The sun enters Aries. This is the spring equinox. This is really spring has sprung, darling. Aries is a cardinal sign. We're going to get up. We're going to feel energized. It's brilliant. Now, listen. The equinox is when daylight conquers the night, and it is time to spring into action. Spring has sprung. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It is the start. Aries is the fearless warrior. He will jump into action for the sheer thrill of it. His anger and rage is unparalleled, right? And he can be a bit impulsive and impatient. And his fuse is a bit short, but he blows up and the fire goes out. So he lets go pretty quickly. So this is a time to take action. And, with Mercury going direct, it's like we're off to the races. You better plan everything now so that you can spring into action next week. Now on Friday, March the 20th, 2020, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which means they come together. And when they're together, you can barely tell one from the other, right? Their energies meld. They become one. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries, right? So it's cozying up. Mars is the warrior, right? Get up and go. And Mars also rules sexuality and libido. And it is cozying up to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, bigger, better, more, and abundance, right? So energy is really out of the ballpark. It's like, get up and go. You want to do everything and perhaps everyone. It's like, passion, your libido is high. Everyone's, it's spring, darling. And then to have this, it's like a double indemnity. All the animals and everybody is procreating or attempting to procreate. They're definitely getting together. So this is really a great time to start anything that requires physical stamina and energy. So, you can be building something or sports perhaps. This is brilliant for anything, running a marathon, anything that requires a lot of energy and stamina. Now, just be mindful not to overdo it because, Jupiter's bigger, better, more, right? So you have to know your limitations. You have to kind of rein it in a bit. Now, on another note, new love interests are likely under this influence because of your magnetism and charisma and your sexual, sexy energy. It's all going to be out there and everybody's going to be, it's going to be fun. Oh dear, another baby boomer thing. Anyway. Somebody stop me. Now, on Saturday, March the 21st, 2020, Saturn moves into Aquarius. New rules of engagement may be required. Saturn is he's the old man, right? And according to Greek mythology, the water bearer the symbol of Aquarius, was a young man named Ganymede. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, he was the object of Zeus's affections, and he would go around bringing H2O, water, to all the gods in exchange for eternal youth, right? So you have this youth, this young kind of outside the box, innovative, individual, unique, a little quirky energy mixed with the old wise man Saturn. It's like push, pull, push, pull. So you have youth, combined with this old adult, and anything is possible, because this means a whole new set of engagement rules, kind of thing, new ways of living with each other, perhaps, right? In community, because Aquarius is about community, it's about unity. So, and perhaps new ways of traveling. So, listen, it could be this is a major shift in energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius and backwards. And it's going to do a little dance for a while, right? As it goes retrograde as well. So, look, it could be that, everyone could have like live-in rooms and share the kitchen and the bathrooms, and perhaps buildings will get higher. This is an air sign, so we could build up. I mean, there's lots of different ways of looking at this, but I think very innovative ways of living will become the norm, I think. So there's going to be major changes in those areas. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to remind you that this is a membered supported channel. So there are a few ways that you can support me. Of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing is a brilliant way to support me. I really appreciate that. But you can also check out Patreon. Click on this link. My Patreon page, I post things there. I don't post anywhere else. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Not a lot for you, but it's huge. Imagine if all my subscribers gave me $1 a month. That would be amazing. I'd be able to get so much done. I wouldn't have to work on the side. And listen, I now have a membership to my channel, so you can press the join button. You're not beholden to join, but you can see what's offered there. And we have a member kind of section where we can hang out, and I plan to do videos just for my members. But I've just got the membership, so check it out. And hopefully that will build out. I think the smallest membership is $1.99. So that would be lovely if you could do that. And if not, that's cool too. No pressure. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my patrons and my members. I really appreciate you. You are helping me do the thing that I love the most, which is to help and inspire others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And guys, I love you all. Mwah, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.